kind of funny that I am reviewing two Alfonso Cuarón movies in the span of roughly 8 to 9 days. The first one being Children of Men, and the other one is being the more minimal crew related one, Gravity from 2013. Dr. Ryan Stone, Oscar winner Sandra Bullock, is a brilliant engineer on her first shuttle mission with veteran astronaut Matt Kowalski, Oscar winner George Clooney. On a seemingly routine spacewalk, disaster strikes. The shuttle is destroyed, leaving Stone and Kowalski completely alone, tethered to nothing but each other and spiraling out into the darkness. As fear turns to panic, every gulp of air eats away what little oxygen is left. But the only way home may be to go farther out into the terrifying expanse of space. A brilliant masterpiece is Claudio Puig, something like that, USA Today. Rated PG-13, 91 minutes. Yes, this is definitely a visual masterpiece. And I saw this when it was released in theaters. I liked it and completely forgot about it. It wasn't until I actually was talking with Z-Man, you know who you are. I said, yeah, Gravity. And it's like, yeah, I really love that movie. I'm like, or actually I did ask him, what do you think of Gravity? He says, oh, I love that movie. And I'm like, okay, give it a watch. And you know, this still massively holds up. I mean, this is just an amazing, amazing movie of just the indomitable Invictus human spirit and overcoming truly insurmountable odds. And it really doesn't get any more insurmountable than being the only person when you the only person in space, and you have to MacGyver your way to return to Earth. And I mean truly going around to different space stations. This movie is just breathtaking to watch. I mean, just the visuals alone of just how everything looks. We get to see the width and the breadth of just the where they were repairing on the ISS and the Russian space station that had something happen, and when all the pieces come, it's just sensational to look at. Yeah, the story is just pretty much Return to Earth. You know how when I reviewed Apollo 13, it was three men who were trying to return? Pretty much the same here, but it's just Sandra Bullock portraying Ryan Stone. This is just a mostly made up for the visuals of this. Made for the visuals. Keep yawning. Yeah, I can definitely say the visuals here. They tell the story alone of just one woman out in space and the camera that's just nearby, as we just get to see just the width and expansion. Is like these long takes, at least a couple of minutes. Some of them even up to 9. Yeah, really. I'm just thinking, wow. It's just one woman trying to return, and also a little bit of a drink, and also a little bit of a joke about saying, "Hey, did you get some whiskey or vodka?" So that was kind of funny. Yeah, you know, the story is minimalistic, but you're not here for that. You are here to truly see visuals that are still just stunning at the time, and as you're just looking at it, you're also seeing Sandra Bullock's performance as well. I mean, at first, you know, she's still trying to whatever it is they're repairing on the ISS, and she's trying to get everything done, and then it says, "No, you get in here now. You get in here now, Stone." Eventually, she does, but when those two are the only one left, and they're going around, you don't feel the tension. You just feel just the vast emptiness of space. I mean, this is an empty plane, and it's like, what? And you know, it's like he's kind of like guiding her, saying, "Hey, this is your first time out here. When it comes to maintaining your air supply, it's like, remember, you're sipping, not gulping, wine, not beer." So that was kind of a funny analogy. I mean, then eventually when where it would have been too much effort to carry him, for him to carry her. So yeah, then you eventually start to feel that she's truly out there alone in space once Clooney detethers himself, and it's just ooh, and then it's like, hey, you can either do one of two things. You could either remain in the vastness of space, or you can propel yourself to return to Earth. And it's like, what are you going to do? And then she has to kind of make her way from the station where were at to a towards a Russian escape pod that they can jettison enough to get to a Chinese one, to get to a Chinese escape pod and manage to make herself going on. Well, constantly, one, trying to figure out like what certain buttons do, and two, what is a poignant scene is somehow she's able to intercept some Chinese, like a phone call or whatever it is, of dogs, and you just look at her because the camera's just slowly drifting, and you can see her. You can see that she's not feeling alone, and able to talk of like talking to dogs and hearing dogs barking babies and stuff. So that was a truly touching moment. It says, "Oh yes," but she regains her composure enough that makes her way back towards Earth at a climactic way. And boom, then when she lands, and of course, yes, and of course, oh, it's like, oh, you're not finished. Oh, you have to get up out of the water, and you have to, yeah, escape. You have to escape the escape pad, and escape pod, and then crawl yourself upwards and get onto land. And it's like you get a happy ending, and god dang, it is a true, visceral rush of just everything going on. You feel every single screw. You see the impact of a screw going by. You see the weight of the astronaut suit. You see the size of the stations, the ISS, and even the dang Hubble telescope. Just imagine being trapped up there for what was that, 7, 8 months or something like that. Oh my word! So you feel just the isolation and the camaraderie, and ultimately just like how one would feel when they return to Earth. And it's just absolutely insane to think about. Just Sandra Bullock does a really freaking phenomenal performance here. George Clooney is there too, kind of acting more of the mentor. But yeah, just going down those hallways, that were obviously inspired by Alien, inspired Metroid. It was just like, yeah, the isolation and the sci-fi, not really sci-fi, maybe. Just, yeah. Yeah, it's just like, boom, boom, 90 minutes, just like that, and it's over with. It's like, this is a fast-paced movie, and, it's visually beautiful. It's not 100, it's not like it's extremely scientifically accurate, because, they can just bounce their way back, just kind of like swim in space. I think you can, I don't know. But, certain liberties had to be taken for the visual language, which I can understand, but it is, I think, mostly scientific accurate. I know NASA obviously had parts going on here just to ensure accuracy as much as they can. So that was pretty cool. In order for this to be filmed, Bullock had to line everything up right with the camera and the speech, because some of these were very long takes that Cuarón has as his trademark. And in order to make it feel like she wasn't left alone, they had like, this is Sandy's rock, and everything else can communicate with an earpiece. Which, when they were at the Civil Awards in 2014, Cuarón actually apologized to Bullock, because he scared Bullock, right? Instead of what should have been, I'm going to give you an earpiece, due to his thick Spanish accent, he said, I'm going to give you herpes. Which is that's kind of funny. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely a freaking powerful movie visually. The story is minimal, and obviously, this is a good, freaking great performance from Sandra Bullock. So yeah, if you haven't seen Gravity in a long time, and you're willing to just look past some scientific inaccuracies, watch Gravity.